Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Welcome to Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast. I'm your host, Emmanuel Barbie. I am the founder, president, and CEO of GRCAM, the Grassroots Community Activist Movement. I created this platform to discuss cultural issues, political issues, and social issues using an Afrocentric perspective. I interview activists, authors, entrepreneurs, and musicians. I also created this platform in order to recruit brave and smart Black Americans beyond Chicago, as well as brave and smart African immigrants across the United States of America from 10 African nations. They are as follows: South Africa, Kenya, Ethiopia, Tanzania, Uganda, Angola, Liberia, Ivory Coast, Ghana, and Nigeria. Truth be told, I am unable to reach Black Americans due to the slave mentality within Black society. Because for 34 years, I've been reaching out to Black Americans, specifically Black Chicagoans, in real life and also online. The majority of them tell me that they're not interested in my vision and plan to help improve our social conditions within the low income Black community. I'm like, all right, cool. I encourage all of my listeners across the United States of America and around the globe to please help me get my ebook on that bestsellers list, quote, The Solution for Black America, Reclaiming, Rebuilding, and Restoring the Urban Ghettos in America, second edition. It's available on Amazon in two forms: as an ebook for $9.99. That's what I'm encouraging everybody to get, because you can download it to your smartphone and read it from there, or as a softcover book for $15 plus shipping and handling. I provide my Amazon author page in the comment section below my um, below my YouTube page in the comment section. This will help put me in a better position financially so that way I can hire Black people, African people, and others. Also, if you live in North America, if you agree with my vision and plan to help improve Black America, specifically Black Chicago, then you will automatically become a GRCAM member. I encourage you all to get behind our film project and help me raise the $250,000 on our crowdfunding sites. We use crowdfunding because we want everybody to know exactly where the money will be going. Our objective is to build the best Black Christian business within the United States of America, and that is the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago. We're going to build it from the mud, and in layman terms, that means from the ground up. If you are a Black American and identify as DAS FM, descendants of American slaves/freedmen, then this business is for you and your immediate family. Before I cut and run to Africa, I want to make sure that this business is up and running in America first for credibility. Some of my critics tell me that my introduction is too long. If you have a short attention span, then I recommend that you go to my Medium transcript located in the comment section of this audio podcast. Click on the link, then scroll down to show and prove and just watch all the videos. That's what I would suggest. Again, I'm trying to meet people where they're at, so it is what it is. For those of you that's critical thinkers, just bear with me and let's make this happen. If you are new to this podcast, or if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel as of yet, please do so now. Be sure to tap the notification bell for alerts when we upload a new video. Please let us know in the comment section below this audio podcast where you're listening to us from, Also, let us know what's happening in your country, in your state, and or in your city, and make arrangements with me to come on this platform so we can discuss it in real time. If you are a We are a global community and we want to keep our listeners informed about what's going on with Black people and African people across the globe. I would like for us to grow this platform to 500,000 strong, and also for us to get our film project fully funded and made so that way we can use the proceeds from the film to purchase property in Chicago, Illinois, within the low income Black community, and become an economic base within the Black community. Eventually, in God's timing, we will be hosting African tours, Caribbean tours, and South American tours. So that way we can move beyond cyberspace and make our presence known in cities and countries around the globe. On this platform, we share news and social commentary on a variety of topics, ranging from politics to social justice issues. I provide my thoughts, provoking views, and details. I provide receipts that support my statements. I notice that some of the biggest YouTubers use some of our talking points. I give authentic commentary that speaks to my passion for shining a light on truth and exposing lies and liars alike. I have zero tolerance for foolishness and disrespect. On this platform, we're more than just talk. We will put boots on the ground and do what we can to improve the social conditions of our people who want more out of life and want to become GRCAM members. I'm not here for entertainment. I'm here to recruit brave and smart um, African people, as well as brave and smart Black Americans beyond Chicago across the United States of America. All I'm asking you to do for me is read my story for yourself. Those of you that agree, make yourself known to me. Don't wait until I am dead. Work with me while I am alive. Because I'm trying to do my best to get this thing popping, to move this thing to the next level. But again, it takes a team to make a dream work. Just one Black man with a vision and a plan. Giving notice to everyone on my Facebook page, my Instagram page, my TikTok page, my LinkedIn page, and my X page. If you don't care about solving Black issues or solving African issues, then please delete me off your friends list and go on about your business. Disclaimer: this content is for educational and informational purposes only. It is based on public available reports and verified media sources. We fully comply with YouTube's community guidelines. We do not promote violence, hate, or misinformation in any form. This podcast is available in two forms: audio and also as a written text, in order for us to reach our audience. Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast is our Black media component. I would like to encourage my listeners to subscribe to my Medium transcript. That way you can follow along during our presentation. I provide my media transcript in the comments section below this audio podcast on my YouTube page. If you are a Black artist or African artist, such as an author, comedian, poet, musician, or entrepreneur, then make arrangements with me to come on this platform so that way you can promote your books, your business, your music, your jokes. And if you have a small ministry, then you're more than welcome to share a 30-minute sermon with my listeners from the global community. After the show, I offer incentives to my guest speakers by teaching them how to create their own podcast, YouTube channel, and get it monetized, as well as assist them with creating a free Wix website. Please get a paper and pen if you can. I'm available Saturday, August 1st, Sunday, August 2nd, Monday, August 3rd, through Thursday, August 6th, Saturday, August 8th, Sunday, August 9th, Tuesday, August 11th, through Saturday, August 15th, Sunday, August 16th, Monday, August 17th, Tuesday, August 18th, Thursday, August 20th, through Sunday, August 23rd, Monday, August 24th, Tuesday, August 25th, Thursday, August 27th through Friday, August 28th, Sunday, August 30th, and Monday, August 31st, all between 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. American Central Time. If you are a Gurkhan member of my Gurkai of Africa group on Facebook, don't worry about getting my ebook. I'm mindful that you are, um, those of you who reside on the African continent, are living from hand to mouth. What I need you to do is step up and help put me on blast by leaving a public comment about the topics in the comment section below um, this audio podcast. And please share my YouTube link with all of your friends on Facebook and any other social media sites that you are on. This will help get the ball rolling. Doesn't matter how bad I would like to get this Christian business up and running in Chicago. Without financial support from the Black grassroots and the global African family, then I am unable to do my God given assignment, which is, again, to build the best Black Christian business within the United States of America. I encourage Black content creators and African content creators who have a large following. Please allow me to come on your platform so that way I can speak to your audience about my revised book and my film project. After all, um, this business is for Black parents, especially single Black mothers and single Black fathers that reside in the low income Black community. It's also for Black millennials and Generation Z. This is not my burden alone. This is a shared burden that CAM members must fix within Black society. I don't want the brand and the vision to die in America. I'm pushing this vision to the Black world. This is my contribution to Africa's rising. This year, we are determined to get this film project fully funded and made so that way we can get our story on the big screen in order to reach the Black world and let them know who we are and what we're trying to do for Black Americans who identify as DAS FM, descendants of American slaves / freedmen. Upcoming events. Please mark your calendar for Friday, August 7th. We have guest speaker, Prophetess Edith Augustine from Ghana at 2 p.m. American Central Time. Saturday, August 29th, we're hosting our monthly virtual town hall. I encourage 5 people from my Facebook page, Instagram page, LinkedIn page, TikTok page, or my X page to come forth and be on the panel so that way we can discuss our monthly theme. That would be, quote, navigating the future with AI and tech, moving the Black community forward, where YouTube Live when Saturday, August 29th, 2026, time 2 p.m. American Central Time, 3 p.m. Canadian Time, 8 p.m. West African Time, 9 p.m. South African Time, 10 p.m. East African Time, and 8 p.m. UK Time. If you're interested, then please send me a message to my Facebook inbox or the other sites that I've just mentioned earlier, along with your email address, so that way I can email you specific instructions about being on the panel. If you are unable to participate on our monthly virtual town hall, no problem. Then please listen to the replay. Leave a public comment about the topics in the comment section below this audio podcast, and please share this audio podcast with your friends on all social media sites that you are on. This will help get the ball rolling. Um, so after my panel discuss, well, first I'm side A. I'm gonna do my little pep talk, and like what happened. I'm gonna say on July 25th. It was a no show. No one showed up for the panel. So it's okay. I mean, it is what it is. I'm going to keep on holding this down, doing the best that I can. This is why I do my This is why I created this platform to prove to people that, hey, I'm trying to do something, not just sitting up here running off at the mouth. But bottom line, God give us free will. And those that have rejected my vision and plan for the past 34 years would not be part of my business because my business is membership based. And that's real. Title of this presentation: Black Women's Black Woman Standing on Business About the Wealth Transfer, and White American Man Says Unification Between Blacks and Whites May Be Impossible. Our first topic: Black Woman Standing on Business About the Wealth Transfer. Today we're talking about the wealth transfer. The wealth transfer keeps growing stronger. I watched a TikTok video entitled, quote, Come on, come with me to say goodbye to my favorite nail tech, unquote. To watch the full video clip, just go to my Medium transcript located in the comment section below this audio podcast on my YouTube page. Click on the link, then scroll down to show and prove. The video was about a black woman that told her Asian nail tech that she will no longer be coming back to his place of business due to the incident with Rick Chow and the unaliving of Cyrus Belton. For years, I have been encouraging black women to stop patronizing the Asian beauty industry. Grecato Chicago would reclaim the black beauty industry by teaching our members and students about hair and nail industry through our cosmetology program. In order for this wealth transfer to work as well as a collective, we must participate in not going to Asian beauty supply stores, nail salons, or their restaurants. Their biggest base was black women and the beauty supply store and nail salons. I'm really glad to see sisters standing on business about this wealth transfer. We're not being mean, we're just focusing on putting money back into the black community where it belongs. I encourage all of my listeners, again, worldwide, to help get my ebook on that bestsellers list so that, you know, I'm saying that'll help put me in a better position financially so that way I can hire black people, African people, and others. Yes, I want this platform to grow and be a safe space for black voices, African voices, Afro Brazilian voices, Afro Caribbean voices, and Afro Latino voices. I notice America is not patronizing Asian businesses en masse. The Asian community had a good thing going on with Black Americans. For decades, Black Americans were mistreated by Asians. I covered that on my show back in 2006 for 19 years on Blog Talk Radio. But once the Black grassroots started delineating from these other groups who only come around us for votes or if they need our support, like the No King protests that the Latinos, put out there, uh, and they were saying, "Where's black people?" That's because just got tired of this fake minority coalition. Just tired of them. We gave the Asian community plenty of chances to make things right. Now we have moved on. I don't see the Asian community supporting their own businesses, and that's sad. You got all these businesses in the black community, and yet, they're not, their own people's not even supporting them. They're not going in mass to support those nail salons or restaurants. I notice with all these other groups, they only want to come around us when it's convenient for them. The the Asian businesses in the black community are mom and pop type of businesses. They're not large corporations. Pretty soon they will have to start laying people off because their two biggest expenses is in brick and mortar are payroll and rent. The Asian man on TikTok said, I'm just paraphrasing, I didn't get the exact quote. So you you you're not going to do anything. You're going to be right back in our business because everything is made in China. He said it very arrogantly and disrespectfully. This made black Americans nationwide to get on cold and to accept his challenge. He he didn't know our history about what our grandparents did during the Montgomery bus boycott, um, which changed laws in this country. So, they had a big effect. They were serious. So I'm really proud of my ancestors for standing up for that. This is why I haven't given up on building a Kai of Chicago, because our children and their parents deserve this business in the low income black community. They need it because our focus is on reaching our black youth, especially black teenagers, um, getting them off the streets and keeping them out of gangs, and putting money in their pockets by having them participate in our black empowerment films, so that way they can feed their families and pay their bills. We're also going to have in this business, we're going to offer associate's degrees and vocational training. And like I said, again, this is a Nehemiah assignment. This is bigger than myself. I can't do everything. Trying to get the thing popping, but keep running across a lot of people that's, shucking and jiving basically. And I ain't with that at all. Not at all. Let's find black everything that we can circulate our black money back into the black community where it belongs. Please leave your thoughts about the topic in the comment section below this audio podcast. Most of all, please share this audio podcast with your friends on all social media sites that you're on. This will help get the ball rolling. Our second topic: white American man says unification between blacks and whites may be impossible. Um, whether racial unification or integration is possible, or whether division and segregation are permanent, is a profound question with deep historical and social debate. While systematic inequalities, historical fractures, and cultural group identities often create deep divides, many societies and movements continually push forward multiracial cooperation and shared civic life. The argument for the persistence of division structural history, systems like Jim Crow, slavery, housing discrimination, redlining, create a deep economic and social gap that lasts for generations. Group identity: people often naturally or politically lean toward distinct cultural or racial group identities. Balance of power: true unity cannot happen without first achieving internal uh, equity, such as reparations and social justice for descendants of American slaves/freedmen. So I watched a TikTok video entitled, quote, "Unification between the races may be impossible. Segregation may be the future, unquote. To watch the full video clip, just go to my Medium transcript located in the comment section below this audio podcast on my YouTube page. Click on the link, then scroll down to show and prove. My question to this gentleman: why do you want black people and white people to unify? You can't unify with anyone who has a track record of harming your people and who are historically enemies, speaking particularly those people who are anti black racists and practicing white supremacy. You can't unify with anyone who denies us our reparations. Even on the African continent, the white supremacist financial elites created their own white only towns called Orania and Cleflotine. They occupy 80% of the land and control the economic power in South Africa, a black nation. That's messed up big time. Like I said, I was gonna go to South Africa once I got this business up and running here in Chicago. However, since they acting the most, and since I saw a video of one of the Zulus saying that they're looking at their oppressors as one of them, I'm like, oh my goodness, that's the worst thing I have ever heard in my life. It really is. But just like March and March, in South Africa, FBA, as far as I'm concerned, they're being funded by the white supremacist financial elites. Why do I say that? Because for 6 months, I have been on Substack. Didn't have no issue or nothing. All of a sudden, some twisted FBA gonna sit up here and try to tell me, kind of like how come you want to ally with Africans and all that kind of stuff. And I was just letting him know that, hey, um, I'm Das FM, descendants of American slaves / freedmen. I'm not under Tariq Nasheed. He controls that FBA stuff that came out back in, I believe, 2019. So a lot of people, I mean, I'm just saying the only FBAs, they dominate on online, but in real life, a lot of people don't know what that stands for because everybody's not on social media, for one thing. And as far as I'm concerned, like I say, I believe that they're paid by the white supremacist financial elites to keep beef between, you know, um, I'm going to say African immigrants and Afro Caribbeans. Over here, we don't do that. Over here, we're about building and healing. And if anybody bring that garbage to me, we nip that in the bud real fast. That's how it is over here with me. I'm just saying. Um, let's see. Let me get back to my presentation. So it's a whole lot of you would have to do before we even discuss unification. It appears only that you only want to unify with us when you're in trouble. Our ancestors have bailed you out of your problems, starting with your wars. For example, this country probably would have been ran by Britain if Black Americans were not involved in helping your people fight against the crown. And what did your people do? On July 4th, 1776, ended up putting my people right back into slavery for 89 years, almost another 100 years. The Emancipation Proclamation took place in 1863. My people was enslaved for an additional 2 years in Galveston, Texas, before we start celebrating our independence on June 19th, 1865. My ancestors obtained the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment. In 1865, we became U.S. citizens. Our greatest ancestor, Frederick Douglass, warned you about all immigration into the United States of America. He warned white America that it would displace American workers, but y'all didn't listen. You kept flooding the country. Now you're crying about immigration. Y'all imported all these different groups over here, and what happened? They brought their culture and religion with them. The only time we have an issue is when you dump illegal immigrants in our community and give them all sorts of benefits and resources. Our, our economy is messed up. America is currently 39 trillion in debt. Your people destroyed our Black Wall Street, our Rosewood, etc. We have a 400 plus year history of receipts to prove your anti black racism and racialized terrorism from your community. Please leave your thoughts about the topic in the comment section below this audio podcast. Most of all, please share the audio podcast link with your friends on all social media sites that you're on. This will help get the ball rolling. I am a black American, a descendant of American slaves slash freedmen. I am called to help improve the lives of black Americans who become GRICAM members and build a connection with African immigrants who want to be part of us as well. GRICAM members will assist me in building and running this Christian business, Grikai of Chicago. So so that both groups, Black Americans and African immigrants, can build and heal from the scars of slavery and colonization. My people who have the moral capital, our fight for civil rights and human rights, this business is for you and your immediate family members. Please leave a public comment about the topic in the comment section below this audio podcast and share with your friends on all social media sites that you are on. This will help get the ball rolling. Thank you all for listening to our audio podcast and for joining us on the stream. We greatly appreciate it. I need you all to support our film project so that we can move Cam to the next level. And that is the big screen to let the whole black world know our story and who we are and what we're trying to do for DAS FM, descendants of American slaves slash freemen who reside in the low income black community. Quote, Hood Liberator made in Chicago, the war against Willie Lynch begins, unquote. You can be a part of this historic docudrama by contributing to our crowdfunding pages, which are our GoFundMe page, our Buy Me a Coffee page, or our PayPal Giving Fund page, which will help fund marketing, promotion, clearance, legal, and general expenses. Thank you for listening to our YouTube Live or the replay. If you reside on the African continent, then I recommend that you follow me on my Pod Chaser because it won't eat away your bundles. It's strictly audio. I provide the link in the comment section below this audio podcast. If you are new to Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast, welcome to our safe space where we discuss Black issues and African issues. We do this every week. This will conclude our audio podcast for today. Like, share, and subscribe. See you on the next episode. Now, before I leave, I'm going to watch a few videos for those of you that stuck around. Cool. I mean, I know a lot of people on here just playing games, and hey, I ain't got time for those persons. You know what I'm saying? My message is for those of you that's serious. If you're serious about doing business with me, read my story for yourself so you'll know what you're getting yourself involved with. And then, uh, you know, I work with you and your immediate family. You do not have to live in the black ghettos to be part of this business. Not at all. Um, all right. So let me go ahead and look at this Share the screen thing. We're gonna look at first. This is Channel 9. It was over the weekend. 24 people shot in Chicago, and three of them it was fatally shot. Um, and again, this is just Chicago alone. This happened in all our inner cities in America, and that's how come I say help stop the genocide. That's why I say that. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, good morning. 24 people were shot since 6 p.m. Friday up until midnight last night. In one of those shootings, 6 people were injured, at least two in critical condition. It was just after 2 a.m. on Sunday. Police say a person shot at a group and hit multiple people near Augusta and Central Park Avenue. 1 hour before that mass shooting, a shooter opened fire in a crowd near 104th in Michigan. Two women were shot. A 24-year-old woman did not survive. The violence continued throughout the night. In Hermosa, there was an argument in the 2000 block of North Pulaski. A person pulled out a gun. A 22-year-old was shot in the finger trying to take the gun away from the shooter. Next, a 30-year-old man was standing outside in the 500 block of North LeClaire. He was left in serious condition after being shot in the leg. A 61-year-old man was shot and killed in the 5600 block of South Racine in Inglewood. On the 3400 block of West Cermak, police say a 22-year-old man was inside his car when someone pulled up and shot him several times. Also happening overnight on Sunday, near the 8900 block of South Escabana, a man was shot in the neck and died. A 32-year-old woman survived that shooting. Now, police have not released any information about suspects in any of these shootings. We are standing by for more information. Of course, all of these shootings are continuing to be investigated. Reporting here at 35th in Michigan, Winnie Dorch, WGN News.
Okay, I got a somebody left me a message in the chat room. Um, it says I can't pronounce. I can't even pronounce the person's name so long, but that's all right. It says, "quote Where is FBA's headquarters when the next outdoor convention? When and where can we see live in-person debates from FBA?" Well, I can tell you, I don't keep up with FBA because yes, they're part of. I would say they're part of my lineage. That's all. However, they just have, we um, how to. I'm trying to figure out how to say this. We have different ideology. Again, I'm open. I want to work with African immigrants. They work with me to help get this business popping here in America, so that way I can bring it over to your African nation. Those of you from those 10 African nations that I mentioned earlier. That's all. So I don't fool with FBA, man. I mean, like I say, um, it was a twisted brother that's an FBA that got me kicked off of Substack. So that wasn't cool at all. Um, Now, maybe not all FBAs are, like that, but I'm just saying a lot of them I come across, they are just only online for clicks and views. So they want to be, causing a lot of drama. And like I say, I ain't about that at all. I'm about over here, we're about healing and building. That's what we're about over here to solve issues. Black issues here in America, and once I come to Africa, we're going to solve African issues. I hope I answered your question. Right. Let's see. Um, let's check out um, about that sister, about that sister that's standing on business. Wait. Let's see. Nope, not that one. Hmm. No, not that one. Okay, it's this one. All right.
How you doing? I'm good. You know, you know, you know what's going on. My people, no, my people and your people got beef going on right now. They telling us we can't go to no more Asian businesses. So sorry, baby.
For real?
No, for real. You heard what happened with that little boy? He got shot and killed. He was 14.
No way.
Yeah.
That's a Chinese people. Crazy.
You said that's the Chinese people.
Yeah. We're not racist for that.
We're not racist. It's just like
Yeah.
it's just black people got to put money back into black people and not into Asian businesses no more. So that's where we at. I miss you.
I have clients too. They come and say, Johnny, very good. Why not?
Of course you're good. You're my best nail tech. Like I don't want to look. I have no nails no more.
What?
I don't go to nobody else.
When you hurt my feelings.
I know, but it hurt our feelings as black people to know that.
I don't care.
You know what
we
happened?
We are same color. I don't care about that.
What happened was somebody else got on the phone on TikTok and was like, "Oh, black people, y'all not gonna do it. Y'all need us," and so we had to separate.
Care. I don't care about it.
I know,
Johnny. I still everybody come myself. I don't care.
I know, but
they come, they pay. You have to praise.
I know, but right now, y'all in the target. We got to stand together.
I don't care. I don't care what they say.
I know.
I tell you what, that thing about I love my client. That's all I want.
I know, Johnny. Yeah. I miss you.
Can't believe it. You say that. Oh my God,
I come visit you and say hi.
I put the link in the chat, so see if I can get you to come on here. You know what I'm saying? Talk to me directly. Also, I want to say again, those of you serious about want to do business with me, exchange emails with me. You know what I'm saying? If you're friends with me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, or X, just send me your email address to my inbox. Now, if you're not friends with me, then I would recommend that you would scroll on in the comment section where it says I think it's called link tree, and you can find me. I have my TikTok page listed as well as my Facebook page on there and my X page on there as well. Also my LinkedIn. So basically those 4 websites: Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, and X. So, and then send me a friend request. I accept you, and then again, make sure you leave your email address so that way I can email you everything I do, and we could take it from there. That's my advice. Okay, let's see where we at. Okay, so now this is the white American gentleman that I just got through talking about. So here's his video.
Any way for the blacks and whites to unify?
There is a way for blacks and whites to unify. It's called correction, which a lot of you guys don't want to admit that you didn't do the right way in the right time when you should have did it, and you will never do it. So that's why it's such a gap between white and black, because you just want us to forget about what happened, forget that we're underprivileged when it comes to jobs, education, money, and all that. You just want us to say, okay, hey, they let us go and we're almost as equal as them, so we should just unify with them. That's what you want, but that's not what you're gonna get.
A lot of videos on here with them talking how much they hate the whites and constantly talking bad about the whites.
Once again, sir, I will agree with you. We do get on here and say we hate the whites, but it's the racist whites, not all whites. Get it right, buddy.
I'm in Walmart and a few other places, and every black person I've passed, you could see in their eyes that they hate white people's guts.
Sir, I have to say that's a lie and a half. Most black people look at white people like we're uncertain if you're racist or not. So should we protect ourselves, or should we be nice like we're always nice to you guys? Because you are the ones that's always calling out our names. You don't hear us going around calling you guys out your names, so stop that. But a good way to try to get your racist folks to agree with you by saying what you're saying, because it sounds kind of good.
See in their eyes that they hate white people's guts.
Let me ask you, how many white people have been hung within the last, let's say 40 years, or within the last 5 years, or let's say the last 1 year? So that's the look that you're getting also. It's like we're disgusted because we don't know who to trust. So it's not hatred, idiot.
I was always hoping that, we could all get together and try and fight our common problems together. But
Peckerwood, stop lying, because the way you're saying all black people says that you never wanted us to unify together.
White people, it has carried over so many generations, and they just hate white people's guts. So, but you could see it in their eyes, man. You could see it in their eyes.
But to get it right, we're not fake like y'all. We're not scared like y'all. We would never cover up our faces to fuck you up. We'll come straight at you and do it. So you can call us fake all you want to, but it's not being fake.
I don't think there's any way for the blacks and whites to.
I'm just sharing a different, that's the video that I came across and I talked about. So that's all. Also, I wanted you all to check out my flyer. There it is right there, ladies and gentlemen. And that's Prophetess Edith Augustine. She's gonna be on my she's gonna be on this platform Friday, August 7th. So I got the Zoom information there. She's gonna have like 30 minutes, but hopefully you can network with her and things like that. So I just wanted to just share that flyer with you all. Okay. Let's see what else. Okay. Let's check this out. Fair use. I say this because this is a popular, you know, company on YouTube. So I just want to just say fair use. Um, the African Diaspora News Channel. All right.
In case you all forgot, yes, we are still participating in a wealth transfer, a ban, a blackout, or as some people know it, a boycott. You know that almost 2 months ago at this point, we in the Black community here in America decided that we were no longer giving our Black dollars to Asian-owned businesses due to Rick Chow being found not guilty after unaliving Cyrus Carmack Belton. Now, from that point, there's been a lot of discussion, right? We've seen a lot of Black-owned businesses say, hey, here I am, come give us your money, right? Well, I want y'all to watch this brother kind of drive the point home. Check it out.
Hello, I'm the owner of LaFleur Essence Beauty Supply Store. Listen, you can't have a blackout unless you empower yourself with some knowledge. The average Black dollar circulates inside of the Black community for about 6 hours, where the average Asian dollar or Jewish dollar circulates in their community for about 28 days. So what does that mean? That means that we are very quick to spend our dollars with other people who do not spend any money with us. I hope that helped. If you got any questions, hit me in the DMs. All right, God bless you.
So as you saw there, he is reminding us that, hey, I'm here, right? He says that he has a beauty supply there in San Jacinto, California. And he's also telling us, we know that our dollar recirculates, right, or recycles 6 hours, and everybody else's community a little bit more, and sometimes a lot more than that. So he is just reminding us that in order to make the boycott, the ban, the blackout, the wealth transfer work, we actually got to transfer that into our own Black businesses, because we know that they do struggle. And for a long time, especially with the beauty supplies, the nail salons and things like that, for whatever reason, we go to the others businesses more so than ever. Right now, some people say, oh, well, their prices are lower, this, that, and the other. But we also know you might get a broomstick over your head too, right? You might get accused of stealing something you didn't steal. You might get a little headlock, a drop kick, or unfortunately, your children may be unalived, which is why we originally said, okay, for real, we're going to divest from those businesses. But to his point, divest from them and invest in our own businesses, because we need not just the nail salons rather than the beauty supplies. We need grocery stores, we need schools, we need hospitals, we need it all, right? Everything that everybody else has, we need those things, but we have to be cognizant of that. We got to continue to remind each other, because unfortunately what we do in our community, y'all know we do, we get comfortable. We say, oh, okay, well, that was fun. Maybe I'll go back. It seems like things have calmed down a little bit. So I'm going to go transfer that money back to the others that have not changed their behavior. They might be sorry now, right? We've seen the mea culpas, if you will, online. Oh, it's not everybody. Why are you punishing everybody? Oh, we're sorry. Yes, we haven't treated Black people right. But once we go back, they'll also go back to what they were doing to us. Now, many people have said, yeah, a lot of those businesses are starting to suffer and some of them are starting to close. I haven't verified that, but I will tell you that I have walked by a few nail salons and beauty supplies, and I haven't really seen that many of us in there. Now, I don't know if it was maybe the time of day or whatever it was, but there's a lot of people saying, yeah, they're struggling. And that has a lot to do with us, because we spend billions of dollars, especially with the beauty industry, okay? And a lot of that, yes, that is Black women. So a lot of people have been saying, especially to the sisters, listen, I know you need your hair did, your nails done and all that other stuff, but go spend your money with Black folks, people who are like you, okay? Because that's going to benefit. It's going to go back into the community and all those other things. And if, you know, you can't find anybody, which we know you can, because there's a lot of people out there, learn how to do your own stuff. That's what I do. I do my own stuff. Because well, for one thing, I'm frugal. I want to save my money and do those things myself. But that's just me. But some people don't want to be bothered with their own hair and nails. But go find some people that are from your community, because that's what everybody else does. They find people from their own community, give their money to, right? That's how their dollar is able to circulate 20, 30 days or whatever. Almost in some cases, never leave their community. But as the brother said, in our 6 hours, poof, it's gone. We can't wait to go run and give our money to everybody else who do not care about our community at all. And again, you'll hear a lot of those people say, oh, it was just one man. But I'm always challenge y'all to hear it in reverse. When they say it was just one man, all they're really saying it was just one black child. What are you upset over? Get over it. So anyway, y'all let me know what you think of that. And for more insightful commentary, please subscribe to this channel and my channel, The Demetra K Show, here on YouTube. Peace.
On everybody, this Afro think tank. Have you ever wondered why white people, some white people, most white people, hate black people? It seems quite irrational, right? Quite barbaric and subhuman in many ways, because they act upon their racism any opportunity they get. Whether you're hanging out with them on a boat, whether you're hanging out with them in the woods, whether you're working with them, whether you're going to school with them, anytime they have an opportunity to act on their racism, they take it. Their racism is like water. It will find a crack in which to permeate through any barrier that's created around it. All right, this is the psyche of the white man. It's been programmed into them. It's not in their DNA. All right, so white people are not genetically racist. They just are culturally racist because their culture creates, manifests, and programs these people to be racist. Everything about Western society creates the racist. Even when they look on TV, who do they see on TV all the time? Us. Who do they see being successful all the time? Us. Think about this. A poor white person in the middle of America, living in some goddamn podunk ass village in the middle of Utah, Arkansas, Kentucky, right? Got zero opportunity because all those coal mines and those logging companies, they're all gone now. All right, we got different things. So they're sitting here in these communities created, right, to exploit the natural environment, right? But because they're no longer useful as cogs in that particular machine, in that location, they've been abandoned by those rich white people, right? But those rich white people still need them to go out and vote. So they give them red meat and they point at those black people, you know, the successful ones on the TV, right? When they watch all their sports, right? You know, everybody likes sports. America, sports. Every time they turn on the TV, who they see? They see black people. They don't see any white folks. They see some white folks, exceptional white folks, but mainly they see just black people being successful, enjoying the ability to be rich, right? Just by playing a damn game, right? They also see black people every time they turn the TV on as some goddamn law enforcement officer, some damn chief of police, some goddamn FBI director, some goddamn place of importance that they are supposed to have, not those black people who they've been trained are lesser than. They're supposed to be slaves, products of their forefathers and their world dominating, something that they're proud of, by the way. But now currently they're fighting the shame in their ancestors' world dominating ways, and they want to give up the infrastructure created off that world dominating ways. They're living vicariously through their ancestors who were racist, but more actively capitalistic and took advantage in its totality of that racism, right, in order to benefit themselves. And all the descendants of those people are currently the owners of every company that we currently purchase goods and services from. Because keep in mind, that money stayed in their pockets, and they had children, and they passed that money down to their children, and their children opened up other businesses, right, started other projects because they had leverage that no other regular human being had at the time. Hence, we have billionaires and multimillionaires, and damn it, we're about to be moving into the trillionaire status. And if you follow the money and look at all these multi-billionaires and millionaires, if you follow their family money, you see it will lead back So somehow they're making money, whether it been the stock exchange, insurance companies, export and import of certain products. They made their money off free labor of Africans and indigenous populations around the world. But anyway, we're going to look and see why these people who are supposed to be superior, by the way, all right, who have all the power right now, by the way, right, and own all the apparatuses of influence, right, to disseminate their propaganda, by the way, but somehow the soft power of the culture of Black people still managed to defeat them and destroy them and make them feel inadequate. That's got to be saying a lot. If you have everything and still feel inadequate when comparing yourself to the person that you were taught that was nothing but a slave. How about that shit? Anyway, you guys tell me what you think in the comment section. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out.
Another reason white people
Hate Black people.
is because we cannot tolerate Black joy. We cannot tolerate Black intelligence. We cannot tolerate Black beauty. We cannot tolerate Black confidence. We cannot tolerate Black camaraderie. We cannot tolerate anything that frees a Black person. There's a level of racism that I think hits differently for Black people than it does for Asian people or Hispanic people or Middle Eastern people or Native Americans even. Each one of those things that people think regarding other races are different with Black people, I think. Because again, we don't like Black people to be educated. We don't like them to be successful. We don't want Black judges. We don't want anything for Black people that doesn't directly affect and entertain us. So we can have a Black nanny. We can have a Black house cleaner. We can have a Black teacher. We can have a Black coach. We can have Black players, but only for the specific things that we feel comfortable with. I think about all those sweet children that have been killed, murdered, when they go out with their white friends. And I think that as much as the trauma of slavery comes down through the DNA, I think also the cruelty of slavery, the desire to hurt, the desire to steal and kill and humiliate and torment and disappear Black people is what comes down through the DNA. I think when you do something like that for long enough and you pass it down for the many years that slavery and enslaved people were in chains, that is an instinct with us, cruelty. And I think you can see it in many videos. All the white women and white men that are telling Black kids and Black families to get the hell out of here, you don't belong. We just don't want you to have more than us, honey. We just don't want you to be prettier. We don't want you to be the beauty standard. We don't want you to be judges or anything like that. We want you to be below us, beneath us. And we've tried so hard to keep you down, and we failed so badly. Because like Maya Angelou said, still you rise. We may hate you, we may beat you, we may do those things, and it makes us crazy that you keep coming back and getting better. We can't stand it. I don't know why that is. White people are the ones that have the ancestors that were closely related to the apes. We are so similar to Cro-Magnon man, Neanderthals. We're fucking pale monsters. I really hate being white sometimes. I'm super ashamed. I think the cruelty lives in us, and it comes down as.
I'm going to tell you right up front. This is going to be a little bit of a long answer, but I promise you it is worth it. This is a history lesson with some brutal honesty, and I know what I'm talking about. I have a bachelor's in history, I have a master's in anthropology, and I've done archaeology and historical work all across the Southeast. All right, and I speak the language of white supremacy. Here we go. Prior to the Emancipation Proclamation, white people didn't feel towards Black people the same way that they do now. It wasn't what I would categorize as hatred as much as it was ambivalence, the type of ambivalence that you might feel towards an animal. Maybe not some of you, but think of a farmer, how he might feel towards the cattle that he is castrating and branding. Is that hatred? It's ambivalence. And the person next to him who may not even be a farmer, why would he feel hatred towards the farmer's cattle? We got to remember, Black people in this country were viewed as livestock. They were viewed as property. They were not treated or viewed as human in any sense. No right to vote, no right to own property, couldn't read and write, branded, bred, skinned, sometimes eaten.
This is Pocket. It's how I make everyone think I'm so organized. I tap this button when a conversation starts.
But that ambivalence isn't enough of a motivator to get people to take up arms and go fight and die for a cause that is simply the cause of keeping Black people enslaved. And I don't care what anybody fucking says, that is exactly what the states were fighting for the right to do. And it wasn't the states, it was the plantation owners. That's who's in power. The plantation owners were telling the states, the representatives, what to do. And in order to sell this to the public so they could raise an army, they needed to incite fear and hatred in an undereducated and impoverished white community in the South. And so they used preachers, just like they do now, to sell this to the public. They sold them fear, because who better to give you a devil to hate than a Christian preacher? And so we have documented examples of this. Preachers across the South preaching to congregations that if Black people were freed, they would rise up and revolt. They would burn down all the cities in the South. They would kill white people and grape white women. And when given a devil to fear, ignorant, undereducated, poor white people will latch on to it. They will not only go and fight and die for that cause, they will pay you for the information. They will tithe the preacher, then go home, put on their boots, grab their rifle, and go out and die so that a plantation owner can continue to have free labor. That's how stupid my ancestors were. That's how stupid white people's ancestors were that fought in the Confederacy. And that's how they learned to hate. They learned to hate because plantation owners needed an army and politicians helped them with the preachers to sell a narrative of hate, to give them a devil to hate. And it permeates so much today that white people still won't go into Black spaces, even if the party that's happening looks fun as shit. Let me give you an example of that. Every year, twice a year, HBCU teams have rivalry games at Lad People Stadium right here in Mobile, Alabama. And we love marching bands, and we love football, and we love Saturday nights in the fall under beautiful Alabama sky, but you will hardly find a white person in that place, despite the incredible food in the parking lot, the vibes and the dancing and the music inside, the world-class marching band music in the home of Mardi Gras, where we love marching bands so much that we call the parades the Boom Boom. We named Mardi Gras after the bass drum in the marching band, and white people will not go to that event. Do you know why? Because they are fearful. That's where the devils are, in that stadium. That shit has permeated our subconscious so much that even when we're driving in a car 50 miles an hour down the road, if we see a Black person on the street, somebody will lock the goddamn doors. Not anymore. The new cars lock automatically, but you get my point. We were taught to hate you and to fear you, and some of us, most of us, are too fucking stupid to see that not only is that wrong, but it doesn't serve our well-being either. They're using us and taking advantage of both us and you, the Black community. Hope that answers your question.
I get so much hate from white people, especially on this app. I get so much hate from white people just for speaking out, just for standing up for black people. In fact, check a couple posts back, I said white people, we invented racialized chattel slavery, and they tried to abominate me on that post. White people got so in their feelings, they tried to come at me. And I don't get it. I mean, this is what I say. White people, there is no solidarity between us. There is no solidarity or white unity. There is none. The only thing white people come together for is hatred over black people. I've said this multiple times, and it's true. If you look at my post, the only time these white people come together, they come together to attack me because I'm standing up for black people. But you know what? This is a lot of reasons why white people don't stand up or for other races and stuff like that, because their own people try to come at them. This that white on white crime. White people attack other white people for standing up for non-white people.
One of the biggest tools the white supremacists use to control the general population is jealousy. Not just fear of minorities, but fear of minorities being more successful than you as a white person. Because implicitly, deep down, they know that they have a significant advantage over every single immigrant, over black and brown people in the US. Because of factors like racism, all you have to do is look to the government and see how white and how conservative it is. But they cannot accept the fact that somebody who came to America 5 years ago, didn't know any English, and was able to work themselves into society, get a good paying job, and take care of their family is more successful than them. They can't accept the fact that there are people who have come to America and done better in a system that was built for them. That is why I believe that a large portion of racism and bigotry in general is rooted in jealousy. It's not just about white people wanting to hoard the resources, it's about white people wanting to hoard them so other people don't get them. They would rather see people of color fail than another white person succeed, because it's never been about success. It's been about preventing others from doing well. That sort of spite is what keeps them going.
I think white people have historically disliked black people because we're honestly jealous of them. Like, for example, right, like white people have no rhythm at all. Like, we can't even snap our fucking fingers on time, right?
Whenever a white person is like, I just hate Atlanta. Why? Why? You hate the city of Atlanta? You don't like Atlanta? Give a reason. And then any reason. I've never once heard a reason. It doesn't make me go, huh, okay. Just of all the dog whistles of all the dog whistles, to just like blatantly be like, of all the cities out there, I just hate Atlanta. Okay, noted.
$78 a month for 2 cars. Make sure you watch carefully because I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. I just clicked on this link and I answered some standard questions. Quiz only took maybe 2 minutes and suddenly...
Elon commented that he agrees 100% with a post that says, if white men become a minority, we will be slaughtered. Remember, if non-whites openly hate white men while white men hold a collective majority, they will only be 1,000 times more hostile and cruel when they are the majority over whites. White solidarity is the only way to survive. What he's really agreeing to is that if whites lose power, they'll do to us what we did to them. Well, non-white people didn't just wake up one day and start hating white people. They hate being discriminated against. They hate being over-policed and underpaid and ignored and blamed. So their resentment didn't just fall out of the fucking sky. It was earned over centuries by systems that were built and designed by white people in power. So when Elon agrees that white solidarity is the only way to survive, what he's really agreeing to is that white power must be protected. And that only makes sense if the system you're protecting is unfair. So here's a radical alternative. Instead of hoarding power and fearing payback, maybe act like civilized adults. Treat people like equals. Stop building systems that deliberately fuck over anyone who doesn't look like you. And if you do that, becoming a minority isn't dangerous. It's just math. His fear isn't demographic change. His fear is accountability.
Can I get a show of hands of all the white people in this country who are sick and fucking tired of all the other white people in this country who just hate for no good goddamn reason?
Every accusation is a confession. I will not elaborate.
Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! We most definitely cannot forget about the people of Sudan!
Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's Pan-Africanism or nothing.
think that you are powerful as an African or as a country in the continent, you should begin to wake up. That you hold the remote that controls everything around the world. If you refuse the world today, the world cannot survive. There will be a pause. I am saying this with my full chest because I know what I'm saying. I'm going to use the Sahel as an example before I take you to Dangote and the other clip. Look at the Sahel. When the Sahel cut off uranium, Niger in particular, when Niger cut off uranium from France, after that, what happened? Just rewind to 2022, late 2021 to 2022, when the revolution started. Look into France before 2020 and France after 2020 and come back and tell me what you think. Okay? When Burkina Faso cut off gold mining from France, Niger cut off uranium and pursued all the military bases out of the Sahel, what happened? The whole world trembled. When the Sahel said, we now want to control what we have, we want you to leave, the whole world trembled. And this is just 3 nations. 3. 1, 2, 3 out of 54. Now imagine if these 54 countries cut off everything that lifts their country into Europe and America. Imagine what the world would feel like. You're joking. You don't know that you're living off Africa. And you sit where you are, insult the continent and its people. Anyway, I don't blame you. It's the same Africans that give you that right. If every African that had left willingly, I'm not talking about those that were enslaved, if all the Africans that have willingly migrated from Africa returned to Africa, to their different countries, and looking into stabilizing these countries of theirs, collecting the power by force from these wicked leaders that are puppets, do you think the Africa you see today will be the same Africa you see by that time? 3 countries cut off resources and the world vibrated. If 54 will cut off, the world will collapse without Africa. It's a fact that cannot be disputed. If you can dispute it, come and dispute it with me. Let me see.
Everybody wants to take Africa today. Everybody, the Chinese, the Russians, the Turks, the Iranians, Israel, the United States, everybody wants to take Africa. You know why? Africa alone monopolizes 42 of the 48 strategic minerals and resources of the world. That's why they want to take Africa. Because to survive in the 22nd century, you need those African resources. They have everything. Europe doesn't have anything. What does Europe have? Europe got everything from Africa. You take away Africa from Europe and Europe is dead. Japan, big power. What does Japan have? Zero. They get everything from Africa and the oil from the Middle East. Look what is happening. Iran cuts off in 3 weeks, cut off, closed the Gulf, closed the Strait of Hormuz, and already the whole economy of the world is in crisis. So that shows you that these countries don't have the resources. It's Africa which has the resources. And the oil is in Nigeria, the Middle East, Angola. The whole platform of West Africa is nothing but oil, which has never been touched. From Namibia, you go straight up to Senegal, and Mauritania is nothing but oil. You have 2 big oil platforms in the world, the African, West African platform, and the Caribbean platform, which goes from Brazil straight up to Venezuela and Colombia. That's why Maduro, they picked him up in his bed and took him up to the United States, because Maduro said, no, you're not going to take this oil. So I'm here to tell you that Hitler is back. Hitler is back. Except that today he speaks many languages. He's multilingual. And today he's not in Germany. He's all over. He's multinational. He's all over the world. And you know, today he doesn't have that funny little mustache that Hitler had, ridiculous little mustache that people laughed. No, he's back without the mustache.
So we finally moved from California to Illinois, and it was the best decision we ever made, except for one thing. And I'll get to that part in a second because it almost ruined everything.
Yeah.
But let me back up. We left Los Angeles.
If you're not following Voice of Africa on TikTok, by the way, I don't know what you're waiting for. It's a revolutionary statements, facts that cannot be disputed, all put together in one. Now, let's listen to the richest man in the continent.
Nicola, you want me to be very open? And,
Totally.
Yeah, so it's China. China really have dominated business in Africa.
And how do
because of the absence of the others.
Yeah. How do you see that?
Well, they are making money.
Yeah.
They are dominating the landscape. And obviously, you know, Africans, you know, even our own governments, they don't joke with China because China, they put their balance sheet on the table.
So some examples of how China has helped you.
Okay, let me, some of the projects, like in cement, like some of the things that we do purchase of their equipment and co, they give you a supplier's credit backed by their insurance company, which is called Sinosure. Sinosure has invested, to talk about 1.2 trillion in supporting their companies to go abroad and sell their technology, sell their equipment, and giving you a credit of 4 or 5 years. Okay, but if you are now going to if I now go to Italy, for example, and they're asking me to write a check of a power plant of $500 million that I want to, you know, build. And I have one which is also good, might not be even as good as Italy, okay? But the Chinese are saying that, no, just give me 20%. The rest, I will give you 5 years, you know, financing. Which one are you going to take if you are in my shoes? Obviously, you take the Chinese one because the Chinese one, it means that I can do more. These ones, they will suck out my cash and I won't be able to do more. So for me to grow that big, I also need to leverage. I'm not going to over leverage, but I need to leverage the business to be able to get to where I want to be. And where we want to be is something very, very, very big. You know, we want to do ports. We are spending $45 billion between 2026 and 2030. So if we're going to, you know, obviously I will lean more to this, but right now, today, I've seen that US is also changing. This time around when I went to Development Finance Corporation of US, they just got about 208 billion. They are very hungry for infrastructure. They're very hungry for the ports, and they are ready to lend. So with that one, then they are ready for us to now look at them and do more business. I've had a delegation of some people from the you know, House of Reps of, the Assembly of Japan. And what I told them is that, no, Japan, you'll be missing for a very long time. And today, when you are coming, make sure that you come with your own balance sheet on the table, because we have choices of buying from many other countries. But if you don't really come with that support, I have to go to a country that can give me that support for me to be able to leapfrog to the next level.
Yeah, I can see that. Do you think it's possible to increase efficiency in Africa without increasing inequality?
Well, the inequality issue we have to address. It will be very difficult, to do that without addressing the issue of inequality. And that's when I think various governments of Africa, they are working towards that. And I'm sure we'll get there.
And climate?
Well, the climate, when you look at, we are not the biggest polluters. In those whole thing, we're less than 6% of the polluting the environment. So we're doing quite a lot. You can see.
But it's difficult. I mean, cement production is difficult, right?
Yeah, but we have quite a lot. In cement today, Nicola, it's not like before. If you come to our cement plant, even under the kiln that is moving, rotating, you can sit down there and eat. The process that we have is more stringent than that of even Europe. In our own plants, we're using robotic machines. We're using the dust emission is very low. We're using alternative fuel to make sure that we cut down all this. And if you look at it now, what are we doing today? The biggest polluters are shipping companies. So we're stopping almost maybe 500 ships from going in there to pick up crude, to go and refine, to now bring back the, products. Today, as we speak, almost all our trucks, maybe 90% today of our trucks are all CNG. We're not using diesel. Even though we produce diesel, but we're using cleaner energy for that. We're looking at now not only generating power from hydro and gas, we're also doing solar and wind.
Mm-hmm.
So because we have massive land, especially in the northern part of Nigeria. So in every aspect of our own business, which is also driven by the government, is to see how do we actually, because this climate change is real.
Yeah.
But with us, we have a lot of issues to address first before we now get to that. So what we are doing now, we are doing them simultaneously, trying to provide for our needs at the same time working on the climate.
Yeah.
This is how easy it is to buy shares of properties on RealBricks. You can scroll down to a property that you're interested in.
Because today we can't just say that, hey, look, climate from today, we will not do this, no. But what we are doing is that, yes, we are providing what we need, but at the same time, bringing in the climate issues into place so that we will be out of these climate change issues.
Yeah.
Wow, Africa is growing, and listening to discussions like this gives me hope to say that Europe is even a more polluter than Africa at this time is a big win for the continent. It shows that Africa has improved so much. And come to think of it, this is the same Europe that a lot of Africans abandoned their countries for. And to see that the African continent is thriving better, even to keep a more cleaner environment and climate. Kudos to Dangote. Kudos to, those who are working to see that the continent is stable enough. Okay? Now, talking about, just imagine a world where the whole melanated are united, do business together. When I say melanated, I mean whether you identify as FBA, African American, whether you identify as an African in the British world, an African in the Asian world, an African in any part of the world, like everybody comes together. Throw away this whole idea we are not, let's come together, unite, support our own businesses, propagate our businesses, consume melanated, support melanated, irrespective of where you come from, our Caribbean brothers and sisters. Imagine a world like that. A world where all Africans, a world where all melanated are united. Our money circulates within us. It doesn't go out. And gradually we begin to create our own sovereignty. And things begin to fall in place. And our powers will be returned Imagine that kind of world. Now you have understanding of why there is effort for sabotaging. There is effort for more segregation and division. And woe betide you. I mean the whole melanated community now worldwide, whether America, Caribbean, in Asia, in Europe, in Africa. Woe betide you if you are one of those who are being paid to cause destruction and more separation. Woe beside you if anybody is paying you, if you are collecting a cent from any group of people to cause more division in Black communities. Woe beside you, because you are selling your mother. And for a being to sell the mother, that is destruction already.
Colonization 2.0. These are not my words. I will lead you straight into the discussion. Trust you and yours are well. Welcome back to the channel.
As South Africa becomes more and more isolated, there's going to be a lot of suffering of the poor population, the poor Black population in South Africa. And the rest of Africa is going to have no pity. And that is exactly where we are supposed to be. We have been set up for a game of drafts, whilst a very sophisticated game of chess is going on in the background. All the other Africans had to be removed in order for this invasion and takeover to take place. When Nelson Mandela came out of prison, he preached peace, which ensured that there was no further bloodshed, but he did not finish the job. Because as we all know, the colonizer still holds the power, still holds the resources, and the poor are still poor. They are about to get poorer, and the colonizer is about to execute the second half of their agenda. Don't be surprised to find an influx of more of them, and don't be surprised to find that Black people will become resigned to poverty and death and all sorts of hardship, and the rest of Africa will do nothing simply because we feel offended by our brother. We have all been accusing South Africa of not practicing Ubuntu, and we may well be guilty of the very same thing as we watch South Africa become fully colonized. And by the time we realize what's been going on,
hey, would you like your very own Shopify store? We're literally, and completely free, by the way. We are live streaming right now. If you click the link that you see below this, we are live.
it may well be too late.
As a Nigerian living in South Africa, I want to say something about the current matches that have been going on the last few months. You know, a lot of things have happened and people have jumped to conclusions and so on and so forth. I just want to say this before I go forward. If you are a Nigerian, ask any genuine Nigerian living in South Africa who does honest job for a living, who has never broken the law in South Africa, who is living legally and lawfully in South Africa. They will tell you that they are ashamed of being called a Nigerian in South Africa. Now, not because they've lost their identity as a Nigerian or their bravado or their boldness or confidence as a Nigerian, no. But because what we stand for as Nigerians in South Africa has been humiliated, has been trodden down upon, has been mashed up. The pride that we have as Nigerians in Nigeria, it's not here. And it's simple, it's because of what our fellow Nigerians are doing. Two of you living outside South Africa who are Nigerians, do you know what Nigerians are doing in this country? Are you aware? Do you have an idea? Do you have an atom of idea of what Nigerians are literally doing in South Africa? All right? We that are here, I can tell you for a fact, they are doing the most. I'm ashamed to be called a Nigerian. I'm ashamed to be out and say I'm a Nigerian. Not because I've done anything wrong, but because when I say I'm a Nigerian, I'm saying I am representing every other Nigerian in South Africa. And the story that has been put down the script that has been written by Nigerians, that is being played daily by Nigerians in South Africa, it's not something to associate yourself with, to be honest. It's not something that a legal, honest Nigerian wants to associate with. A legal, honest Nigerian in South Africa would hide himself from all those other Nigerians. I'm telling you. So before you conclude and you fight South Africans for fighting the terrible Nigerians in South Africa, you need to find out what these terrible Nigerians are doing. Come on, you can come into somebody's country, you're putting their kids on drugs, you are taking young girls and giving them drugs and making them prostitute to pay you back, hijacking buildings. Do you think you're the only one who is smart? Do you think you're the only one who can do such kind of a business? There are some of us, if we decide to do such business, we excel. We'll do it with so much wisdom and we'll make so much money from it. But there are some things you decide not to do, not because you cannot do it, but because you are a human being, because you have humanity, because you have a conscience. And I can tell you, 85% of the Nigerians in South Africa, they have no conscience. They are doing the most. So you need to learn from it.
Yeah. You see, when I told you here that you see South Africa's situation, I'm not going to take side. Some of you think that what's wrong with Abigail? Is she supporting the evil done by South Africans? It's painful to see what South Africans have done to fellow Africans. And still, we're not going to excuse the manipulation done by fellow Africans in South Africa. Instead of us diverting energy to who is at fault, who is not at fault, we should look into ways that we can preserve that land. I know we are angry, we don't want to think, we don't want to listen. I know some of you have clicked off already. But something is coming. Whenever I talk about South Africa. You see, even those who are being used, for you to have understanding that this is not just a thing, it's a plan. She said, there will be influx of them. The them she meant is white. There will be influx of white people into South Africa. And then the blacks will be impoverished. We are seeing that taking effect. Because the South Africans right now are going to seek for jobs from these white South Africans. And they are claiming that they're not going to give them jobs. So why South Africans are depriving South Africans jobs as we speak? We've seen videos where South Africans are asking them, why do you not want to hire us? The space that's vacant because the foreign nationals have gone, the blacks foreign nationals have gone, right? Employ us to fill those space. And we've seen situations where these white South Africans are saying, no, I'm not going to employ you. Let's not use emotion here. Let's speak fact. She said it so plainly and clearly that the average black South African in South Africa will be so poor. See, poverty will intensify. And you know what? There will be influx of whites into South Africa. So they'll be doing this job amongst themselves and their money will be flowing within themselves. So they try their best to want to cripple an existing pattern. And what is that existing pattern? Instigate them to fight themselves so that we kick out those other blacks that are in here so that we can bring in other whites. Remember, Europe is falling. I hope you're aware. America will be the next that will fall. They are preparing their lands for their people. They manipulated Ramaphosa's leadership to take in all white senators. There were no blacks at all. So what are you going to tell me? And this is coming at a time where they are agitating for a country of their own. And they are saying that it is a little bit difficult. So they are now saying, why not we erase all of these people and then we claim the land? So by the time everybody is now out and they descend on South Africa, nobody can come in because they'll make it difficult for other Africans to now return back. And so they'll deal with those who are there.
If you're so profitable, why do you sell a course? Well, you know what? Here you go. I don't care. It's all free. I'm giving it away. We have like 6 different courses in here. The same strategies that made me a full-time trader. And we have like 24.
Without the help or interference of other Africans from other parts of the continent. And when they are successful in grabbing South Africa totally and eliminating the Black people, they will now have a white-only country within the heart of the continent. And we are aware that South Africa is a strategic location. I have been speaking about South Africa, Namibia, and Botswana here. You see that 3 countries that borders each other. They are aware of what that place has. Before you know, right within our continent will be invaded. Because they will move in whatever they want to move in and go out however they want to go out. Nobody questioned them because they now have full control and power over their land. Where is African Union? Why is African Union quiet? It seems like they've been shut up. What is going on right now in South Africa? The African Union is not supposed to take side. African Union is not supposed to say we support immigrants. Why is South Africans kicking out people? You don't take side when you are a leader in a critical situation. You don't do that. What if the other party is manipulative? How do you know when you have already taken side? How do you investigate? You have to caution the other group as you caution the other one. That is the best way to go about this. Now, for you to have understanding that a lot more destruction is on the way. The leader of March and March don't even know the first country in Africa that got independence. Recently in her speech, I was disappointed, I was ashamed for Jacinta to say that Zimbabwe was the first country to get independence. Listen to her, it's not my words.
And one of the other things that I did mention was the fact that, if Black people can fight, oppression, colonialism. I know Zimbabwe was the first country to actually get its independence in Africa. So if they were able to do that and they were able to thrive and overcome all of that, why can't they now fight the same oppression just by a different skin color? So do we only see oppression when it comes from white people?
Why would Jacinta say that Zimbabwe was the first country to get independent? Well, obviously it was Liberia. Liberia got independent first. And then we have Ghana, the first country in sub-Saharan Africa to get independence. So in the whole of the continent of Africa, Liberia was the first country to get independence. I think it was around 1890 something, thereabouts, if I'm not mistaken. But it was Liberia. And then Ghana in 1957. Yeah, then Nigeria in 1960, and then other countries follow suit. The leader of March and March do not even know the country in Africa that got independence first. This shows you how out of touch these people are. So she don't even have knowledge of the continent. And this is someone who is a leader of a revolution. According to South Africans, is a revolution, okay? They want their country to be free. But you don't even know the continent you are working in. Which country got independent first? Which country is like this? Which country did supported us? So she doesn't even have idea of what happened during the apartheid. Now I have understanding of why she's been saying, if you say, you supported, go and ask Mandela, go and meet Mandela to return your money to you. I now understand why she and her followers keep saying those things, because she doesn't even know the continent as she should know it. Now, do you understand now that these people are just paid to stage something that they are not even aware of? You see? So our sister gave us a better illustration of the situation. So by the time everybody's angry with South Africa, and we don't want to have a calm mind to even listen to anything anymore. We see Ghana, according to the South African government, Ghana and Nigeria are teaming up now against them and causing, international hate for South Africa. So by the time everybody fold their hand, and they're also refusing to give job to the South Africans. You pursue your brothers and sisters, and they are refusing to give you job as well. And if there is no job, there will be no money. So there will be increase in crime in the neighborhood. It will get to a point where South Africans will begin to kill each other with their own hand, because when there is no food, you kill your brother and collect his food and eat. So when that keep happening, the population will be reducing gradually. And this is a subtle plan to take over South Africa. And I just pray that most of us have understanding of what is going on, because everybody right now is angry with South Africa, and this is what they want. You see, we've taken side now. We are confused. You see, the stronger voices that should see beyond the manipulation even, they are confused. I don't know why. So we have to be prepared, because the Black Winter is here. And woe betide you if you collect money from anybody to stage the destruction of the mother of Africa. So when the Black Winter ends, your life goes with it. So anyway, I'll see you in my next one. I just wanted to share this with you. I know most of you will not be happy with this or happy about this, but we cannot be happy all the time. The fact is what we should seek and work for. Bye for now.